14 minutes after the top of the hour, Fox News alert for you. It's a high-stakes week for the White House as members of the administration continue to push the case for striking Syria.
This is not Iraq. This is not Afghanistan. This is not an extended air campaign like in Libya. This is a targeted effort, and it's reasonable and absolutely understandable for the American people, after the last 11, 12 years we've been through, to be asking tough questions, and we intend to answer them.
But our next guest says a series of missteps is making it difficult for the president to gain enough support for military intervention. Joining me now to explain, Fox News contributor DeRoy Murdoch. He's also a media fellow at the Hoover Institution. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gretchen. How are you?
All right, so your headline is that a wavering President Obama is no leader to follow into war. Why?
Yeah, I think there's just unfortunately an unsettling sense of unseriousness about Obama's approach on foreign policy. I mean, he could use the War Powers Act to go into Syria, say this is in America's national interest. This all could have been taken care of already. Instead, John Kerry goes out and gives a speech whose headline could have been "Bombing begins in 5 minutes." We thought, wow, I guess we're going to start hostilities right away. The next day, the President of the United States goes into the Rose Garden, surprises his entire staff, and says basically debating begins in 5 minutes. And rather than going in, we're going to have the Congress vote on this and not even bring them back from vacation. We're going to let them enjoy their vacations and come back this week and have a vote. And then he could have gone to the Oval Office and sat down, rolled up his sleeves, and phoned up members of Congress and said, this is very important, please support my policy. And I think we all would have said, good, he's doing his job. Instead, he and Vice President Biden go off and play golf. What sort of a message does that send? This is so important, we need to do this, but hey, we're going to go play golf.
Yeah, the optics on that was terrible. Let's take a look at the timeline, though, of some of the missteps along the way that you believe to be missteps. August 21st, UN Ambassador Samantha Power absent from emergency Syria meeting. I think she'd only been on the job 19 days.
19 days, and then she was absent, correct.
August 30th, Secretary Kerry says U.S. will not let Assad get away with chemical attack. 31st, President plays golf with Vice President Biden, as we were just alluded to. September 4th, President says, I didn't set a red line, much to the surprise of many who heard him say it just a year ago. September 8th, Kerry says global red line has been crossed. You know, DeRoy, one thing I've been thinking about a lot over the last few days is, what if the president had not ad-libbed that red line comment last year? I mean, do you think that he would have a different position? I hate to even ask that, because you would hope that a president would have the similar position no matter what they said, but would it be totally different?
Well, look, a lot of people make fun of his teleprompter, and I don't. I think it's very good if you have something to say on serious matters to have it written down, read it from the teleprompter, that's fine. He went off script, and now look where we are. He might have had the similar policy ultimately, but I think he really painted himself into a corner on this. And again, he could have taken very decisive and swift action earlier, but instead we get the evasions, we get the reversals, and even going back to something like the bin Laden raid. We learned over the summer, Reggie Love, one of his confidential assistants, revealed that during the bin Laden raid, Obama got up with several of his aides and played cards. He, according to a group called the Government Accountability Institute, he has skipped 58% of his presidential daily briefs, where he's supposed to sit down with high-level intelligence people and find out what the threats are facing America. 58% of those he has skipped, deciding instead just to read the notes on his own. This does not signal any sense of confidence on the brink of hostilities.
And the wavering and indecision seems to be not working in his favor right now, because more Americans don't want to strike Syria this week than last week.
Yes.
My exit question to you is, if Congress votes this down, will this be the most important decision the president makes in 5 years?
Oh, I think so. I think the stakes on this are huge, and he's put a whole lot on the line. As you say, the more he argues on this, the weaker situation seems to get. And it's just a shame that we've ended up in this situation with such very bad options.
And such a serious situation.
Yes,
DeRoy Murdoch, Fox News contributor. Great to see you. Have a good week.
See you.